Let's take a look at this problem. We're trying to solve 5x squared plus 8x plus 16 equals 0. This is in standard form, so we can get our A, B, and C right away here. A is 5, the coefficient of x squared. B is 8, the coefficient of x. C, the constant, is 16. So I'm going to use the quadratic formula. Oh, I'm actually supposed to complete the square on this. So when I complete the square, I start, or I can, since you're doing it in my math lab, how you do it, my math lab is not looking at how you do it. Let's go ahead and use the quadratic formula. But if this were on a test, you would want to use the method of completing the square. X is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So we're going to plug the values in for a, b, and c. B is 8. So when I multiply b by negative, I get negative 8. Now inside the radical, I'm going to square 8, and I'm going to subtract 4 times 5, that's A, times 16, which is my C. And all of that is over 2 times 5. So this is negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 64. 8 squared is 64 minus 4 times 5 times 16, which is 320. So minus 320. And all of this is over 10. So I have minus 8 plus or minus the square root of negative 64 minus 320 is negative 256. I divide that by 10. All right, now 256 is actually one of our perfect squares. So this is negative 8 plus or minus the square root. I'm going to rewrite this radical as 256 times the square root of negative 1. And that gets divided by 10. Okay, so this means that x, these are all equal to x here. I'm going from this last part. The square root of 256 is 16. So x is minus 8 plus or minus 16, and square root of negative 1 is I, over 10. And I can put each of these, let's look back for a minute and see how the answer was provided. All right, now here's what you answered. You, instead of having an 8/5, you have 4/5. That's not correct. Otherwise, the problems are, and instead of having, so you have 4/5 times I instead of 8 positive and negative 8/5 times I. Instead of having a negative 4/5 in front of the minus 8/5 I and in front of the plus 8/5 I, you have negative 8/5 in front of 4/5 I. This is not the same answer. So the answer you entered is this top answer. That is incorrect. Please look at how those are different. So my math lab is not cheating you or marking your correct answers incorrect. Your answer is incorrect. So please take a minute and look at this. I don't know what you did, but it is not correct. It is not, you are not entering the correct answer. If you had entered the correct answer, my math lab would have marked that answer correct.